Hello, everyone. Welcome back to WXUT 88.3, Toledo's only alternative, and this is AJ with the Plexi Film Show, and I am with... Oh, there you go.
Zach.
Heck yeah, Zach.
Doesn't know how to operate
yeah,
this.
for real. It is the day before spring break for us, or more so me. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about Scavengers Reign.
Last week of unemployment.
Last week of unemployment for Zach over here. So Zach, before we get started, do you want to share on what job you just got?
I got a robotics job.
Are you excited?
Yes.
As you should be. As you should be. What would you be specifically doing with this job?
So with this job, I would be like the specific position I got. I would be like doing like electrical work on different robotic systems and help maintain like the maintenance on them and learn how to like build and wire different control panels to them, make them work, and yeah.
Are you nervous a little bit? I mean, it is a lot, and it's going to be a lot of new stuff for you as well.
I feel like I'd be nervous, but
it's going to be nervous because you haven't done a lot of these specific machinery, so
yeah. Plus, it's more like hands-on, so.
You are a big hands-on kind of guy when it comes to electronics. So yeah.
If you ever ask me to do pencil and paper work, no.
Bro said, nah, I can't do that for you.
I'm cooked.
All right, for those who do not know, Scavengers Reign is about following the crash of their interstellar freighter. The surviving crew of Demeter 227 are scattered across Vesta, which is the planet. A beautiful but terrifyingly alien planet. They must navigate a surreal, dangerous, and highly symbiotic ecosystem to survive, adapt, and find a way off the planet. Zach, I know you have not seen this show. I don't know if you've done any research, but you are here right now. For what you've seen, do you think this show would be interesting for you to watch?
Yes.
Fair enough. I would say it is heavy on sci-fi, and I don't know how you feel about sci-fi because...
Sci-fi is interesting.
I would say I haven't really seen many movies with you that you watch sci-fi. The closest I would say for you sci-fi for me that I've watched with you would be Ghostbusters, and that's not even sci-fi. That's like the closest thing I've watched to sci-fi with you. So, but I would give the show a 9 out of 10. Like, I don't really give shows a big like rating because I'm not a big shows kind of guy, and giving that high rating is crazy. I give this show that high just because this show is not like your stereotypical show that you don't normally watch, which I love. And it's one of those shows where there is no main protagonist. Everybody is the protagonist, and the quote-unquote main protagonist would have to be the planet itself. So, if that helps out, that's what it is. I know IMDb gave the show an 8.5 out of 10. This reviewer called Moonlight Seb gave it an 8.5 out of 10 as well, with the description of one of the elements which the series highlights the most is the way of the world was created next to a full biomes and creatures that makes you feel the sensation it really exists, which it does, because you see each element of this planet, and there's probably so much more we haven't seen, but sadly we are not able to see it, possibly in the future, but the season 2 was canceled. But it is really original how the planet, which the plot is developed, fits very well with the characters, and everything feels very fluent. And I agree with that. The story does not feel forced. It just kind of happens naturally. Some of the awards that this show has gotten is only gotten one. Sadly, I feel like it's definitely deserved more, but they won a 2024 Winter Primetime Emmy Outstanding Individual Achievement in Animation. They were nominated for 5 other awards. I'll list them off. Now, all year 2024 nominee Primetime Emmy Outstanding Animated Program. The rest are nominee Annies, and then it goes in order from here. Outstanding Achievement for Writing and Animated Television Media Production, Production Design and Animated TV and Media Production, Directing and Animated TV and Media Production, and then Best Animated TV Media Production for Mature Audiences. Because for those who do not, there was a short film named just Scavengers made in 2016 by the creators and it was just a 2016 animated short, and it was originally meant for Adult Swim, and they were going to continue on there, and they went to HBO Max. So that's where it went. Some of the impact of the show, I would have to say, is that the impact of the show, it really proves the attention of it is all hand-drawn, so it's all independent animation style. It has a wide variety of unique collaborative production model with this whole thing. There's a lot of collaboration going on with the show. There is some live-action shooting and animation style, so some examples would have to be there is a lot of long takes, there is a lot of silence, and that's what they originally were going to go for with this show, is that they were planning on making this a silent show rather than them talking, and they realized that is a lot harder than they thought. But there's still a lot of silence within this show, which is crazy to think about, and they do it really, really, really well. And the way they make this show is that they focus so heavily on the planet, which is really nice because you see the planet as more of a living creature and its own protagonist rather than just a planet, which is really beautiful. If you're wondering what some of the themes that the show dives into, it's a wide variety for sure. It dives into change, connection, adapting, environmental consciousness, survival, grief, and control. Those are the wide ranges of the themes that the show dives into. I personally find it hard change and adapting, it kind of goes with it. Connection and survival and grief and control kind of all goes together really well. You see that the crew has to adapt and change just to fit in with, the environment of this planet, because otherwise they're just going to die immediately if they don't learn how to adapt with their way of living, pretty much. And you see that especially within the first few episodes, actually. And it's a pretty dark show. It gets really further than that. You see the grief that each character goes through. Because spoilers ahead, by the way, obviously with my show, it's always going to be spoilers in these episodes. But spoilers ahead, you realize that each character in this show has a connection because they're all surviving members off of that same ship. And I know that seems very dumb when it comes to this show, specifically with the description I just gave you with the log line. But I didn't read anything. I just looked at the cover and I just watched it. It looked good. I'm like, I like animation. I like adult animation because I know what the adult themes are going into, and it is just by the description, what I just told you. So I knew I was going to like this show, and I loved it so much. Control. You see that one of the characters has a very bad controlling issue. They like to control everything, and there's actually two characters that have control, and then those two butt heads, and you see that through their story. But you realize those two have really bad, control complex, and they just try to take over everything, and it just ruins themselves as a person and others around them. So I want to bring back the weather segment that you haven't heard from me in a long time. But since we have a lot of time, because it's hard to talk about a show that Zach has not seen, which is fine. It's been a busy week for both of us. Yeah. Especially the week before spring break for me and you with this job interview and you planning for stuff that happened this past weekend. But before we go into the weather, by the way, Zach, what did we do this weekend? What did you plan out for the past few months? What have you been planning out?
Oh, gosh, I planned a big day for two friends of ours.
Me, obviously.
No,
not me?
Just get out of here.
Oh,
okay. Took him out to Texas Roadhouse.
Yes, you did. It was really good. Thank you.
Then we took him out skating.
Oh, yes.
And then we went sleepover, and then I ended up sleeping for a
whole
tremendous
time. Bro was so stressed the whole time. He kept asking me at Texas, hey, did you have fun? Did you have fun? Did you have fun? I'm like, Zach, I wouldn't be here if I wasn't going to have fun.
Oh, gosh.
But it was also Kane's birthday celebration as well, so we both had a birthday celebration together. So that was nice. It was nice. I appreciate you doing that for us and everyone else that did join in. That whoever's listening, I should say, that helped plan this. I appreciate you, especially my girlfriend. I know she was a big help with this as well. So yeah, thank you for everyone that helped plan this with Zach. Do you have any other conversations you'd like to bring up about that?
Not really.
Not really? You just sound tired. I mean, we're both kind of tired, so give us a little slack tonight, guys. Give us a little slack.
I'm existing.
Same here. Same here, dude. No, it's been a while since I've had an episode with just me. I'm not saying it's just me here. Obviously, you're here too. But since, you haven't watched the show, it's kind of like you are the listener and I'm, the host talking.
He doesn't like me, guys.
I do like you, though. I do. I promise.
No.
Zach,
don't give me that face.
I didn't do anything.
Don't give me that face.
I'm sorry. I would just look away. I would just look this way.
That's better, Julius.
No, I really do appreciate you, man. Thank you for taking me out this weekend.
Yeah.
You deserve a lot.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you in this job.
Yeah.
Hoorah.
Stop.
That's for James, by the way. That's for James. But moving on to the weather, the high of today was 30 and low of 17. The high of tomorrow is 37, low of 28. Tuesday will be the high of 44 and low of 37. Wednesday's high of 53, low of 47. Thursday's high of 61, low of 49. Wow, I can't speak. Friday's high of 70 and low of 54. Saturday's high of 64 and low of 40. And then Sunday is going to be the high of 61. And throughout the whole week, it's supposed to rain off and on all week. Ugh. I don't remember. Wasn't it Kane that mentioned the weather this morning and how messy it was supposed to be? Or was it you?
I think so. I was dead asleep, dude.
Well, either way, gosh, it's supposed to be muddy all week.
I was getting woken up with a cat toy, bro.
That is true. You did get waken up with the cat toy this morning. Forgot Kane did that. No, but this week is supposed to be really rainy and really hot. So it's going to be gross.
I'm also kind of like not socialing much.
Yeah. Why didn't you bring that up when I asked what happened this weekend?
No.
What happened, Zach?
No. I totally just did not fall a bunch of times during skating. Well, not like a bunch of times, but twice.
I don't think I ever saw you once, which is sad because I remember Kane dying and be like, AJ, you missed the great fall.
You don't want to know how Kane and I's scene was one time.
What happened?
Skating.
What happened, Zach? What happened?
No. So apparently Kane likes to use his like little sled like right behind me, right?
Yeah.
And I was trying to like get out of like the edge, like the railing.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to get in the middle more so I could go faster. This dude has the audacity to go like I don't even know. He takes the sled and just sticks behind me, like right behind me. Yeah. And then I try to slow down, like as I'm almost doing the splits or whatever.
Yeah.
And I slow down and he just doesn't slow down. And then I can't even say on here, bro.
I mean, you could say,
let's just say my rear end, like, almost landed in his face.
Bro just threw it back for him.
Yeah.
That's all.
No. It's not a pleasant scene. No.
No, I came back and all I hear is them too. Oh my gosh, Zach's butt was in my face.
No. And then, I think it was before that even happened, I fell and I scraped my hands against the ice, which really, like, so I started getting, like, bruises and scratches.
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
I'm kind of just done.
Yeah, Zach looked done at one point, and then he looked like he was having fun again.
But then I fell, like, on my knees on the ice, and, like, this shoulder specifically, like, did this number.
Ooh.
And now it's just kind of like...
Yeah, I definitely take care of it. I would do some, like, light exercises with it. Don't overwork it.
And
I mean, you know what happened to me at summer camp, so...
Yeah, that kind of put the mood out for me last night.
That's fair. Did it give you a headache at all? Because I know with me...
No, not really.
No?
It just gave me... Well, I also got to work on my exhaustion problems, because apparently that's the thing now, too.
Yeah, that's true. You did sleep for a lot. You did sleep a lot. but that's okay. Are you ready to go on a 15-minute break?
Sure.
All right, it is currently 10:15. We'll be back on at 10:30. This is AJ with the Plexi Film Show, WXUT 88.3, Toledo's only alternative. I'll be sending it back to you guys to the amazing soundtrack of Scavengers Reign. Enjoy. It doesn't matter where it's from. If it sounds good, it's a jam. A radio show that introduces to you various genres and artists from around the world. Not only is it about music, but it's also about the media around the world. Worldly Jamz is on Wednesdays from 4 to 6 p.m. I repeat, Worldly Jamz is on Wednesdays from 4 to 6 p.m. All right, this is AJ with the Plexi Film Show, WXUT 88.3, Toledo's only alternative, and I am with...
I'm Zach.
And we're going to be continuing to talk about Scavengers Reign. But before we continue on, I got a little bit of news for that happened this past week. All right, starting with Scream 7 just released, and it had $97 million globally for its first opening weekend. But with that high number of money raised, it's also the lowest rating Scream in the series. Is that good? Is that bad? I don't know. With that money and with the rating, it's hard to tell. Why don't you go check it out yourself and you will see if you like it or not. I personally think the Scream series should have stopped at 3, but that's just me personally. I mean, with any slasher, I feel like after a while it kind of gets old, so that's just me. Usually there's only like three really good ones. I know with me really liking Friday the 13th, I think number 4th to 6th is the best because that is Tommy Jarvis's story, and I feel like his is the best story. But moving on from that, Paramount Pictures Skydance closes in on Warner Bros., a.k.a. they're trying to collaborate together instead of Netflix. Kristen Bell joins in on Sonic the Hedgehog as well. Smiling Friends comes to an end after season 3. Lego Batman recreates Joker's 1989 Museum Chaos in the new cinematic. Directive 8020 pre-order trailer has also came out. Same with Toy Story 5 trailer has also came out. Over the Garden Wall will come to Blu-ray April 7th of this year. Dead by Daylight movie is also in the works as well for a big fan like Zach and I love Dead by Daylight, especially me and my best friend Gabe. But Zach, are you excited to watch this Dead by Daylight movie? Would you watch the Dead by Daylight movie with me if it comes out?
Sure.
Do you think this would be good?
I just actually never knew that it was gonna be a movie too.
Well, yeah, obviously, but neither do I. I personally wouldn't think it would be a good movie, but we'll see if we will be proven wrong or not. Yeah. Stevie is leaving Rhett and Link after 13 years. For those who do not know, Stevie is the one that's usually the voice that you hear all the time. She's usually like the host. That's pretty much what I call her, the host. She's like, the person that everybody loves on that show, right besides, Rhett and Link. But that is the sad news of that. But it is okay. She's going other places. Other than that, after 13 years, she deserves to do something a little different for all the work she has done for them. So, Zach, I don't know if you would have a favorite character for the show or not, considering you haven't watched it. But we'll skip that for now. We'll go to the character quiz. What character did you get for your character quiz?
I got Ozzy or Azzy.
Ooh, Ozzy. You got Ozzy. Okay. What's the description of it?
Ozzy is a great fighter and a loyal friend. She is always there to protect those dear to her and never hesitates to stand up for herself. Ozzy poses a major threat that must not be underestimated.
Do you agree that is the character that you are?
Somewhat, yeah.
Somewhat? How come?
I don't know. Am I loyal to people?
I say you are. That's just me personally, though.
I don't know. Am I a great fighter? No, I probably just...
you're strong. I haven't seen you fight because you haven't really had a reason to fight, but I would say you're pretty strong.
Actually,
But yeah, otherwise, I agree with most of the things that is there.
Yeah.
But the character that I got was Ursula. which Ursula is one of my favorite characters right next to Levi. So those are my two favorite characters, Levi and Ursula. I mean, Ursula is just, a wonderful character. Levi, dude, when spoilers ahead, Levi dies. You will figure out who that is. But Levi dies, which made me cry in the show. But yeah, Ursula is just a wonderful character, so I don't know how else to say, but she was just a wonderful character overall. She kind of reminded me of Sam Sparks from Cloudy with the Chance of Meatballs and Cloudy with the Chance of Meatballs 2. I mean, it's kind of like the same scenario. Goes to a planet that they are told is dangerous or, they see as dangerous. And Ursula in this, really looks at the planet in a different point of view and realizes that not everything here is dangerous.
Yeah. And
she kind of just looks and observes. I mean, that's kind of like her profession, is that she looks at environment, she looks at plants. So she really already does that naturally, so she's not really scared of that many things. She's just looks at a bunch of plants and the environment as a whole. But the description that came with Ursula for me would be known as a crafty scavenger, always looking for the next big score. She is very daring and always ahead of her competitors. Ursula is a survivor. She will do anything to stay alive in the harsh world of Scavengers Reign. Do you agree that I am Ursula just with that description?
Yeah.
How come?
I don't know. I mean...
No, you're good. You're good. Don't beat yourself up over it, dude. Just what makes you think I'm Ursula?
You're a person.
I am indeed a person. I hope so. I'd be surprised if I was a dog and I had my own radio show. That'd be shocking. Like the first dog radio show. That'd be awesome as heck.
Stop talking.
Okay. No, for me personally, though, I had a question considering towards myself and others, along with the, I looked up what others think of this show, and I kind of scavenged and combined all these opinions together on why people should watch this show. It's visually, color work, and lighting is wonderful. I mean, it's really pretty. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's a show that makes you feel like you are on psychedelics, but it's done well to the point where it doesn't overwhelm you, if that makes sense. And if so, it does it to a point where it's safe, Ecosystem is connected to everything. I mean, you see that literally everything in the ecosystem is for a reason rather than, it's just because. No, there's a reason behind everything in the show, which is awesome. The disturbance by the cruise ship and themselves, you see that throughout the show. I mean, yeah.
Hi.
What were you worried about, my phone falling off?
No.
What?
Don't worry about it. Just keep talking.
Okay, I'm scared.
Just keep talking, bro.
I'm talking, bro. I'm fine.
Entertain your viewers.
I'm entertaining.
David, speak.
I can't because you did that crap. But no, the disturbance by the cruise ship in themselves is just how we were to the environment themselves as, the rainforest and, just in general with nature. I feel like with this show as well, there's a lot of wide angle shots to show sense of scale of everything on this planet. Which, Zach, is that you?
No.
Are you sure, Zach? Yeah, I see that. That's you.
No.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, that's you. That's what I thought. No, but no, the show really shows a really...
What are you talking about? It was Brent.
Yeah, that's not Brent at all. I know what Brent's name is. That's not Brent. The show dives into the wide shots. It shows a sense of scale. Everything seems organic and natural. It kind of blended with, everything in the ecosystems connected together. Natural posing. So each character is actually based on real human movement. You know how some animation, people are of course it's going to be based on human movement. No, every little mannerism or in general, every little movement that you see is for a reason. not just for, cartoonish looks. No, it's made for a reason.
Yeah.
It's made to look natural. It's made to look more realistic, and it's so awesome. Which makes you feel like this planet exists. So, like, with the characters stumbling, you feel like they're actually stumbling instead of just stumbling, if that makes sense. It proves that the animation isn't just, for children by going through the abnormality of the unknown, so that's pretty much another way to word that for me personally would have to be that this show, because of it being animated, people think, animation is for kids. No, it can have mature themes and be made for adults, which is really annoying on how our world is right now. And people think that animation is, for kids and shouldn't be for adults, which is really sad to think about. Another reason why you should watch the show, it makes you question about our everyday, life and what makes our life significant. And it makes you, one of the feelings that it made me feel is that it makes me question whether or not if I should appreciate life a little bit more. And it really does. It makes you just sit down, take a breather, and be like, I should appreciate this moment a little bit better. So that's why I feel like you guys should watch the show, especially Zach. I feel like you would like the show, but that's just me. So I'm going to dive into my first theory of the night, which is out of 2. So I'll talk about my first one. And then after that, we'll be going on our 15-minute break. How's that sound? So this first one is really deep. Again, spoilers ahead. I mean, that's just point of theories in general. Ursula, which is the character that I got, right? And one of the characters that I like. Sam and Ursula went into a fungus-infected cave, right? And in this cave, okay, there is filled with spores and bodies overtaken by it. And then you see her intake a big amount of, of that fungus and spore. And how she did that was she was trying to get rid of this big old mass that looks like her face. And she, kicks it in the face and it explodes. And she inhales it so much and she starts to hyperventilate the spores itself. And the fungus takes over her. And this goes into the theory is, was Ursula replaced by this fungus? I will go a little bit in depth into this, and I want to see what you think about this. How's that sound, Zach?
Yeah.
Okay. While I do this, would you like to take pictures of me while doing this?
Dude, this is such a fire photo.
That is not a fire photo in any way.
I'm sending you that.
Okay. Well, it's on autofocus, Zach. Again, you barely press it, and you take a picture. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, was it a hallucination or what? The creature that you see that Ursula kills is the fungus, and it seems to be able to copy things such as noises and shapes, such as human voices that you hear them go down into this cave and they hear a voice that replicates one of the falling people, obviously. It's a possibility that the fungus made a copy of Ursula and took over her body. Same personality and memories. We might have seen how Ursula died, which is seen like, the fungus and the spores literally coming out of her head. And she it looks like her guts are falling out of her body. It's crazy. Like how that scene is. That scene is the most graphic out of everything in the show. The version we see in the show is a fungal version of her. And the reason is it can copy clothing because clothing is naturally made organically, as in fungus. The screen goes black after, she looks like this fungus took over her body. And the reason for that is that the screen going black is showing that the fungus took over her and it makes the copy. And it was her waking up from transforming into this fungal version. The memories isn't fully remembered, maybe only so much by only remembering some and not all of her memories. Such as you see others throughout the whole show going into their backstories rather than just, the ship and everything. It goes back into before they were even on the ship. So like their actual home life.
I recommend not using the picture I took of myself.
Okay. I will keep that in mind. Thank you. But no, some of the characters got some backstories of themselves before they were even on the ship. And you see that. While Ursula, you see that she only has, quote, a backstory of her on the ship. And you just see pictures in the background of her with some kids, which this is like another theory within a theory of her potentially used to be a mom. Like this child might have been dead, like might be dead, or the child is at home with, the husband and whatnot. But who knows? But either way, she must be a mother of some kind, obviously, for having those type of pictures. So we see others talk about their backstory while she doesn't. And like I mentioned, is the only flashback she has is right before the incident. She starts to enjoy things on this planet a little bit more, which she also then starts connecting it rather than being afraid of it. And I already mentioned that before. She connects with the environment compared to all the other characters. And it seems like the environment itself is wanting to connect with her rather than everybody else. And you see that throughout the whole series, especially with Sam being attacked and not Ursula. And you see Sam. I feel so bad for Sam. I like Sam, and he does not deserve the pain that he went through the show. You will see what he went through this show. Like, dang, poor guy. With her being a fungal copy, it makes sense why things on this planet acts more positive towards her, though. So, Zach, after me describing, giving you this information, I should say, do you think Ursula was replaced by this fungal infection?
I feel like it.
You feel like she was?
Yeah.
How so? I mean, what kind of like helped you like confirm it? I know there was a lot there, but what made the answer yes for you when I was talking? Would it have to be like the memories? What like of her talking about her memories?
Yeah.
And how it wasn't that far back in the history compared to the others?
Yeah.
That's fair. That's totally fair. That's what I thought too. That makes sense as well. But I feel like another one is like, oh my gosh, that makes sense why she's connecting with all the environment while the others aren't. But also at the same time, while going into like more about the show, it could also just be her adapting with the environment rather than just that as well, which again, it's a theory. It's not confirmed. Theories are never confirmed.
Film theory.
Exactly. And that's just what makes this show great. There are some things that are not answered, and not everything has to be answered. It's okay to have things not answered. It makes it more fun, personally, than not. Obviously, some things in life we can't choose to have no answer for. That's just life. But with TV shows, I find it, obviously it's fake.
Yeah.
So I find it more fun because, we're not the creators, we're the viewer, and we're observing and seeing where this universe goes. All right, we are going to go on a 15-minute break. It is currently 10:48 p.m. We'll be back on at 11:02. We'll be back on at 11:02. This is AJ with the Plexi Film Show, WXUT 88.3, Toledo's only alternative, and I'll be sending you guys back to the amazing soundtrack of Scavengers Reign. Enjoy. Relaxing jazz. Good vibes, small artist, investigating the dead. What's not to love? Join host Xander as he and others embark on weekly ghost hunts and discuss their findings and spotlight small artists every Sunday. The Witching Hour and a Half airs Sundays from 8 p.m. to 9:30 here on 88.3 FM, WXUT, Toledo's only alternative. And hello, everybody. This is AJ with the Plexi Film Show, WXUT 88.3, Toledo's only alternative. And I am with
Zach.
And today we are going to continue to talk about Scavengers Reign for the rest of the night. We have about 58 minutes for the rest of the night. And I do not have much to talk about tonight, considering this show is hard to bounce off when you don't have many people to talk about it with. But that's fine. That's just how it was when I first started the show, and that's okay. As long as you guys are here to listen and you guys are willing to share your thoughts on these topics, any of them, any of these episodes, feel free to DM me on the Instagram. Just look up Plexi Film Show and you should be able to find me. Trust me. If you have anything to say or you want to talk about anything with me about any of these movies, TV shows, or video games, feel free to do so. But we are going to go on to the last theory of the night, which is why Scavengers Reign actually feels alien. You may be wondering, what do you mean by that? Well, this is completely different of like anything like in the sci-fi world and in the world of drama and horror. And it's different. So Werner Herzog, specifically the clip of him from his documentary Burden of Dreams, where he talks about the Amazon rainforest, taking a close look at what's around us. There is sort of a harmony around it, and the harmony is overwhelming. And it's filled with collective murder, as we see in the show as well. And we become to, humble it in front of the overwhelming misery of the just world and overwhelming fornication, overwhelming lack of order we have to get acquainted with to this idea. And, there is no real harmony that you really see in a, rainforest or just in general of life. And if you're not in the harmony of the rainforest, which we tend to do, try to find harmony in these things because we try to take control of these things as our own. And you see that through like all these characters, honestly, you try to see them all try to control it rather than just going along with their harmony. The main character is, the planet itself. I did mention that before, rather than the characters. A lot of the time is spent on focusing on the environment themselves. The people use nature and used by nature as well. What you mean by that, or what I mean by that specifically, is that you see these creatures, they have no hesitation to take control over us, the people, or others in this place. These are the creatures. That is their home. So they can do whatever they want because it is their home. That's what they're comfortable with. They know what's there. While us as humans, or the scavengers that you see, don't know anything. So you see us trying to take control over these things and try to use this nature on our own, as in using it for, a mask, a hyperventilation mask, a balloon to float up, or the moss-looking things that you see Ozzy use at some point in the show with the other two new characters in the show, and they use that to stick themselves onto wet objects such as the rocks that they are hopping on. So that is mentioned there. The planet is not, an enemy or a friend. There is no, you can say some things that's happening can be a friend, some things happening as an enemy. Either way, it's not on your good or bad side. It's kind of like, Deadpool. He's not on anyone's side. He does what he wants to do pretty much. There is no real harmony, and as we just try to make harmony on things when it comes to things. There is reality beyond our conception. One we can never access, in our daily life. We try to make things make sense in our brain, and when we can't put things to make sense, we just go insane. And that's where you see other characters struggle, especially, Sam. He doesn't understand why Ursula is doing these things and why she's trying to connect with this world, and he's just going insane because of that. And you see that, of course, there are some other things why he goes insane in the show as well, but that is up for you to watch and understand. Are you laughing at me knocking on the mic in an accident?
What a goober. I
am a goober. You are indeed correct. Humanity loves its illusions of control and understanding. That's what I just explained. Science fiction does well at peeling back those illusions and confront us with those radical, weirdness and strange feelings that we have and don't know how to explain. And you can either feel strange or often feel humbled, but also scared at like sci-fi. Can you agree to that?
Yeah.
Like, what are some sci-fi things that you feel humbled with? Like, you feel happy about it, you feel comfortable where it's at?
I have no clue, honestly.
How about scared? What is some sci-fi that you're scared of?
Like horror.
Horror
stuff.
So horror like Alien. Like if you watch Alien, yeah, that's fair. How about stuff like what is something that you find strange?
Weird sci-fi.
As in, give me an example of like a sci-fi that you're like, this is just weird. I mean, you can say Star Trek or Star Wars. That is completely understandable.
I mean, yeah, like movies like that. It's kind of like sets me off sometimes or catches me off guard, but
that's fair. What is your favorite sci-fi movie?
I don't even know.
You don't know? I was about to say you don't really watch many sci-fi, and that's fine.
I don't really watch many movies. But
I mean, you don't, but that's fine. I was just curious if you have watched anything like movie or show or game oriented that is, science fiction.
It would have been a long time ago.
Probably a long time ago. That is totally fair. I'm trying to think. Would Subnautica be sci-fi? No, I probably wouldn't. I mean, it's futuristic, but I don't think it's sci-fi. I mean, I feel like out of everything sci-fi, I feel like it'd be a game that you've played. I feel like the closest would have to be like, COD Goes really wouldn't be sci-fi at all. I don't know. That's a good question. I would have to go through your like game list on Steam and be like, oh, that's sci-fi. But yeah, it is currently 11:09. I'll be going over the fun facts, and we'll be going on another 15-minute break since we have all the time in the world. I'm trying to come up with a question of the night as well, and I'll figure that out between that break. But in the meantime, we're going to continue on and talk about this show and go into the fun facts. But yeah, that was why Scavengers Reign actually feels alien to you. Obviously, if you want to look more into these theories or videos, I put up everything that I either talk about or more that I talk about because it's easier to watch than it is for me to explain, because I tend to struggle putting things that is just simple-minded, because when I'm talking to, Zach right now or others, they don't want me to be yapping for 30 minutes and no break. That's why I summarize everything, make it the most sense.
AJ scares me.
As you should be scared of me. Just kidding.
I'm leaving.
Bro's so scared he walks out. No, but some of the fun facts would have to be, I mean, I already mentioned the show is hand-drawn masterpiece and it's done traditionally. It's created by Joe Bennett and Charles Huetner. Like I said before, the short film in 2016 was named Scavengers for Adult Swim before getting picked up by HBO Max to turn into a TV show. World based on real science fiction with flora and fauna design, which is interesting, which makes sense because of all of the floral, like all the, hypnotic, like just they draw you in really easily, like with all the bright colors, the styles, the lines, it draws you in. I cannot stop watching that show. Like I don't think this show, even like for 1 second, I mean, besides me trying to get into the show with the first few episodes, but I don't think when I got into it, I don't think I was able to stop looking at the screen because of how pretty this show is. This world is based on real science with flora and fauna design. Just a reminder, Vesta, the planets. All right, so this was the most fun one that I learned. Vesta, the planet name itself, got its name from the Roman goddess Vesta, which is an ancient Greek goddess. So how did I do this? How did I mess this up? Oh, wait. It's an ancient Greek goddess, which is named Hestia, and is the goddess of hearth and home, which makes sense that the planet feels like home for some of the scavengers, well, some others not so much. But it is like, the scavengers' new home, considering their base is gone.
Yeah.
So they're kind of stranded there so that they have to make it their new home. The Demeter is the name of the ship, which refers to another ancient Greek goddess, which is a deer god of harvest and agriculture. And you see that through the ship itself, because this ship has a big area where it has agriculture and floral stuff. So it makes sense that that is the name of the ship, because it's meant for agricultural plants and whatnot for them to grow to live on this planet.
Yeah.
So I found that really cool, how that kind of connects. Who knows how much that is really true, though. But I found that one really fun and interesting to me. So it is currently 11:13. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit longer of a break. It will be an 18-minute break. But just to make sure we're hitting these marks just straight on, we're going to technically be from 11:15 to 11:30. So we're going to be sending you guys back onto the music of the soundtrack of the show. I hope you guys enjoy this amazing soundtrack. I found it really pretty. I don't know, Zach, are you enjoying this soundtrack so far?
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost done. It's a 42-minute, soundtrack, which I feel like they reuse a lot of these songs, but it's just really beautiful of a soundtrack. So I hope you guys enjoy the amazing soundtrack of the show. I will be back on at 11:30 to finish up with behind the scenes and hopefully a final question for us at the end of the night. All right, I'll see you guys back on at 11:30 then. Enjoy. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to WXUT 88.3, Toledo's only alternative, and this is AJ with the Plexi Film Show, and we're going to be continuing to talk about Scavengers Reign, and I am with
Zach.
And I got one last question for us for the night, along with some last behind-the-scenes stuff, and then we should be done for the night. This is going to be like one of our shortest episodes we've had.
Yeah.
Which is fine because, you know what, this is how it felt like the first few episodes I had by myself. But that's okay. You were here for the journey. You did chip in a good amount, I'd say so. But Zach, if you were in the rainforest, because that's the closest to a planet like this, if you were in a rainforest, what would be the first thing you would do? Like, besides for the basic necessities, what would you do?
I'd run for my life.
You'd run. But what happens if you just keep running and you get lost?
I get lost.
You just get lost.
Yeah.
But in reality, though, would you try to make friends with any of the animals? Would you try to...
No, they might bite my head off.
Well, it depends on the animal you're going for. But out of all the animals in the rainforest, which one would you like to claim as like your sidekick?
Anything related to a cat.
Anything related to a cat. Anything related to a cat. So like a jungle cat. Interesting. All right. Why? Why
cats? They're just life.
I know you like cats. Yes, I get it. But like, why specifically a jungle cat?
Not specifically a jungle cat, but like, I'm also terrified of those like skinless cats.
Oh yeah, skinless cats are scary. They're just, I'll be honest, they're ugly. They're ugly. Yeah. They're not good looking. Skinless cats are just gross to look at. But out of everything in the rainforest to claim, I'd say like that is definitely one of them, any of the cat family.
Yeah.
But I'd say like, honestly, any of the water life too. The water life creatures would be fun, but so dangerous.
Yeah.
So dangerous, but... That's the whole thing of life. Like, our planet, it's funny because I mentioned this earlier, like, the rainforest is, like, the closest to, like right next to our water, like, the closest thing to an alien life form because we don't know everything about it, just like we don't know everything about water, which is scary because 90% of the Earth is water.
Yeah.
And it's just... like what's under us. Like we could die any second now from this ginormous water god or whatever, it's scary to think about. We could die any minute from anything that's in the ocean. But honestly, Zach, if you and I were together in the same situation as them, like we both fell to this planet, what would be the first thing that we would do? What would you think our first thing would be?
Run for our lives.
Why would you think we would both just run for our lives? I mean, think about it. This is us we're talking about. What would we do?
Work together as a team and find the easiest solution the way out.
You're not wrong. I'd find food, personally. I know
I'd just eat the leaves off the ground. So.
You would eat the leaves off the ground, but not every leaf is edible, right? You know that, right, Zach? I mean, there's poison ivy, Zach. You're going to eat that? That's not good for your body. It's just like burning poison ivy and inhaling it. That's not good either. Oh my gosh, who's texting me? Leave me alone, please. Thank you.
Throw your phone out the window. You won't have a problem.
Yeah, I just thought that would be a fun question to talk about. But as well as, this show does dive into stuff that holds you back. Is there anything that you would like to talk about, Zach, that holds you back? Like, something that just holds you back from doing everything. Like, other than just basic saying, I'm tired, but, like, what's holding you back that's making you tired from doing these things that you want to do?
Honestly, just my mental health sometimes.
That's fair.
It's like personal stuff. It's like,
I mean, again, you don't have to, like, dive into it, but if you're more than willing to, you're more than welcome to dive in more into it. But, yeah, that's totally fair. I mean, I'm the same way. I know for me, it's just, failure. I'm afraid of failure. And that it just keeps repeating in my head. So I don't ever get anywhere. So I don't proceed. I don't finish what I want to do. And if there's one little like issue or one little thing wrong, I just give up because I'm worried about failing. So I just kind of if I'm going to fail, I might as well don't worry about it now and just take the mini failure rather than the big failure, even though that failure could turn into something really good. But that's just something that I struggle with and I do need to move on and push through. So, yeah. Here are some not fun facts, behind the scenes stuff that this show has. I could not find much, just because the show is still brand new. So, and it's a mini series, so it's harder to find information about it. Some of the behind the scenes is that fought with HBO with the idea of this show, which explains why there is no second season, because they don't understand the show and they're not respecting their creative freedom. Because I swear to gosh, every streaming service or any corporate entertainment industry does not like creativity or originality anymore, which is really sad because this show is very original. Mm-hmm. It's in its own thing. Obviously, they do say these are some of our inspiration, and we'll get to that here in a second. But I did mention this before. They did try doing this show silent at first and then moved on from that idea because they realized how difficult that actually would be, considering this show is so depth. And they wanted to tell the story as little words as possible because they wanted us to figure it out on our own rather than like babying us. And I feel like shows need to stop babying us personally. And that's why I love this show, because it helps you, yeah, sure, but it doesn't tell you straight up. It shows you, it answers you visually rather than words. Yeah. It's influenced by Solaris, 28 Days Later, Jurassic Park, and many more live-action movies out there. Just a lot of live-action movies just was their inspiration. Movies like Alien as well as another inspiration. Anything Michael Mann has also made as well. So a lot, what made this show like really harder to make, right, was the fact that there were pages on pages on pages on just one thing because of how complicated each thing was described as. And that's what made this show so hard to figure out, because there's so much descriptive language that they just get lost. And like that was their difficulty that they were just struggling with, is trying to figure out what exactly is this what's being said and what's that look like. And like they also wanted to make sure everything was original as well. So describing original ideas is harder to do because, it's not a real thing yet. And then once you start saying random words, it's like, okay, what are you talking about? What is that? Like, how would you describe? Like, think about it. If someone said, oh, that's a mirror before the word mirror was a thing, people were going to be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like the same thing with bro. No one said bro a lot, but once the word bro was said, people were confused. Like, what's the word bro? Right. Like, it's kind of like that same concept. Like, it's hard to understand and describe something that's original because it's not done yet, and that's what makes it original. Zach,
What's up?
do you have any last remarks for the night? Any information that you would like to give inspiration to the audience, or anything that you would like to promote? Feel free to do that now.
I recommend everyone who has not watched Iron Lung. It's probably not in theaters anymore, but if it is, go watch Iron Lung. Show Markiplier some love.
Heck yeah.
He did great on the movie himself.
Of course.
And also watch The Edge of Sleep, to be on .tv.
Yes,
Free.
it is free with no ads.
Yeah.
I don't know how you got ads still. That's still shocking to me.
I did get ads somehow, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you did.
But just keep going. Keep chasing your dreams.
Yeah, keep chasing them. Keep chasing them, King. You got this.
Don't be friends with this AJ dude.
Who's that? Who that? Who this AJ guy?
It's this weirdo right in front of me.
What?
No.
Why are you calling me weird? I'm no weirdo.
No, I'm kidding. I need a coffee right about now.
A coffee?
Yeah.
There's coffee out in the vending machines in the hallway.
Dude.
Bro's like, oh, that does sound good. I want some coffee.
It's tempting, but like a sweet tea sounds better.
That is true. Sweet tea is not as thick, but it's not
Oh,
caffeine.
it is thick.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
You know what? Also, subscribe to my channel.
What's
I do
your
make
channel?
content.
You do?
Yeah.
When was the last upload, buddy?
I got the receipts.
I got the receipts. Rose pulling them out.
I got the receipts.
No, I want to give you guys a heads up.
11 days ago.
11 days ago.
Yes.
Mine was 10 days ago. Mine came out a day after his. So, yes.
It's a Gamer Subs review, so it's cooler.
Yeah, that is true. And I got to help out with that.
I've got so many playlists, but like my uploading schedule is like inconsistent to the point where I have like one video for like 4 playlists right now.
It's okay. That's fine. Do what you got to do, though.
But you know what? I'm still going.
That's all that matters.
Also, follow my Instagram.
What's your Instagram? Which one? You got a billion of them.
No, this is my main one.
Okay, Zach.
This other account, I don't have so many alternative accounts. Don't worry, but this account is like from when I was like 14, and I would post like the most cringiest stuff ever.
Again, you can delete it.
I know, but like memories.
You like the memories. That's fair.
Memories. And then I have a content creation Instagram account.
You do. And you
I was
don't
thinking about deleting it the other day.
I was about to say you don't have anything on there.
Yeah, I was thinking about deleting it the other day, but like people are starting to tag me for like commissions and stuff. So it's like,
You're like, what? That's fair. That's totally fair. But what I was saying before is a little heads up. Since this is episode 48, we have 2 more episodes of this TV show season. And then we'll be moving into video games. And I do want to give you guys a heads up just because I know what the exact last episode's going to be. I know what next episode's going to be. But I am giving you guys a heads up, especially you, Zach, because this show is a little bit longer, but it is still a mini-series. Please, for those who do want to be on this show, make sure you start watching this show. It is spring break, so you got all the time to watch the show. You could potentially grind it this week and not stress about it. But the last episode for this season, the show that we're going to be talking about is Queen's Gambit. And that's the announcement I'm going to make out there for you guys right now, just for you guys. The last episode for the season finale of Season 5 is Queen's Gambit. Why are you looking at me like I'm a weirdo?
I was expecting you to say like some Ghostbusters stuff.
No.
I was like, bro's trying to hype me up for nothing.
I am trying to hype you up for real. No, I already know what next week's episode's going to be, and that's going to be a mystery for you guys. Obviously, those who aren't, connected with this show, or if you want to be part of this show, feel free to DM me on Instagram. You got that out there. It's Plexi Film Show. You can find it. But I'm
always here.
I usually announce my next week's, topic by Monday or Tuesday. Usually I try to do as soon as possible so it gives people a full week. And that's why I announced Queen's Gambit, because that's a little bit longer mini-series, because I think each episode's an hour long. and I think there's like 9 to 12 episodes. So it's going to take a little bit longer. That's why I'm giving you 2 weeks in advance. You can do this, Zach. You can do this. It's a mystery.
My live reaction.
I know. You're just staring into my soul. You got this.
My live reaction.
Do you want a picture? I'll get a picture for you. I'll get a picture for you, man. There, you happy with yourself? Bro looks so done after I said each episode was at least an hour.
I'm cooked.
Dude, you get 2 weeks. Come on, watch an episode a night. If not 2. I guarantee you have time for 2-hour episodes. 2 episodes per day. Yes, you, Zach, I'm looking at you. Yes, I believe in you. Either way, I know we're going to be ending a little bit early tonight, and that's okay. But while we're ending early tonight, I'll be putting this playlist on rotation again for you guys to listen to it. I usually put the sound... Why are you staring at me like that, dude? Bro is so shook right now about the reaction of 1-hour episodes. You can live. You can live. But no, I hope you guys enjoy this. I usually put the Spotify link for these playlists on the YouTube description. So if you ever want to find it, it's just on each episode in the description below. All right. I love you guys all so much. This is AJ with the Plexi Film Show. WXUT 88.3, Toledo's only alternative. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night. See you guys later. See you guys next week. Enjoy your wonderful spring break. We'll be back on next Sunday. We don't miss an episode, baby. See you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.